Well, now let me go through the rest of the outline with you, and I'll just close with this. This is neat. You can read in those 5 little sections, A, B, C, D, and E, that there were 5 areas that God was talking to them about. He says, you've sown much and brought in little. He says, you're not growing spiritually. I mean, I know that he was talking about their crops, but, we're not really growing crops for the Lord anymore except in our lives. And he says, you're not growing. He says, you eat, but you don't have enough, and I see in there a lack of feasting on the Word of God. We're not pursuing God like we should be. He said, you clothe yourselves, but nobody's warm, and there's a lack of the fullness of the Spirit, being clothed with Christ so often in our day and age. He says, you drink, but you don't have enough. That's what it should be for letter C. You drink, but you don't have enough. We're not dwelling in the Spirit and full of the Spirit. Then, letter D, resisting, you're clothing yourselves and no one's warm. And it speaks of not wearing the armor and not resisting Satan. And then finally he says, you earn wages and put it in bags with holes. We're not investing. We have a lack of the faithfulness of stewardship. Sometimes it's the last thing we think of instead of the first thing we think of, investing with God. The second sermon, the people, starting in verse 12, begin the temple, and that happens on the 24th of September, 520 BC. Then he has another oracle on October 21st, when in chapter 2 he talks about a future time. And then on Christmas Eve, no less, 1224, 520 BC, another oracle from the Lord comes to him, and that's in 2:10 to 19. And then finally, the last one, he says in verse 20 through 23 that there's a future blessing. Well, what can I close with from this book? It would be this. Know tonight the Lord is powerful, He's jealous, He's demanding, He's trustworthy, He's changeless, He's loving, He's very personal, and He wants to do something in our life that only He can do, so He'll get all the glory.